Good morning.
Hello, how are
Hello.
you? Hmm.
Hey everyone.
Hi.
Good morning, good afternoon.
I think no. Let me stop the recording. It was automate. How I do it then? I crazy.
If whoever is the owner of the meeting only can
But I'm
if
the
you are a
owner,
participant, you
right?
cannot.
No, I know, Ram, but I'm the owner. Wait, give me 1 second.
Then yeah, it started. Yeah.
I'm gonna stop it. It was just automatically. Yeah. Hi, Martin. Thank you for taking the time this morning.
Hello, good afternoon.
Yeah, indeed. I mean, except for Ram, it's, for
Yeah.
most of them, it's already the afternoon. I was thinking maybe we can start with a quick round of introduction because I don't know if you got to meet the team in person before. So, but let's not spend too much time on it, right? So
Sure.
please just give a few words, right, about yourself. Key, you want to get started?
Sure, I can go first. Nice to meet you, by the way. You can call me Ki. It's wonderful that we're doing this. I'm the salesperson for digital pathology for ASEAN. So that's
Nice to
me.
meet
Been
you.
at Philips for a while, but yeah, I'm excited about today. So who wants to go next?
Kenichi goes next.
Hello. Long time no see. Last year you came to Japan. I met you once, but at that time I was full. So
Yeah.
actually I cannot touch with you. It's not handshaking.
Yeah.
I'm in charge of Japanese sales team. Thank you. Sayuri, please next.
Hi, nice to meet you again.
Yes.
I'm Sayuri, application specialist and marketing in DCP Japan. Thank you.
Nice to meet you.
Sanjal, you want to go next? If he is on mute, so maybe Ram go. Please go next.
Hi. Hi, Martin, and the hall, everyone. It's good afternoon for me. I don't know which time zone you are in. Okay, I'm in India right now. I'm on a vacation, and I take care of the Middle East market. So the Middle East and Africa Meta is my region. I take care of the digital pathology. Yeah, thank you.
Great to see you.
Claire, you want to go
You're on
next?
vacation, you say?
Yeah.
Yes, I'm on a vacation.
Okay. Then.
But
Well,
it's
thank you
a
for
very
dialing
important
in.
that I thought I can get to know everybody. Yeah, it's just 3
Yeah,
days.
yeah,
I'm not, short holidays.
Okay.
Yeah.
Good.
Claire?
Claire,
Hey,
no.
Martin. It's been a while. Sorry, I just finished up the meeting. So anyway, good to see you,
Good to see
and
you.
really appreciate to have this kind of meeting. So yeah, really exciting to chat with you.
Sure. Yeah.
Thanks.
And Sanjal, I don't know if you can hear us now, but if you want to go next, it's your turn. I think he's still on mute. Gaurav, you want to go next? We are just introducing ourselves. That's why I pulled you in before we move on to the next topic. I mean, I think Gaurav, you know very well Martin, but
Hi, Martin. Hi, everyone.
Hi, good to see you.
Same here. So of course, I can only say, Martin, we have picked up the DCP business once again in ISC market. So that is something good we can share with you.
Yeah. No, good. Good.
And I'm gonna introduce Sanjal on his behalf, right? So he's taking care of the Korean market for DCP. Has been doing a fantastic job, as you know. So yeah. So Martin, I guess now the floor is yours. And again, thank you so much for taking the time. I think the team is really looking forward to get to have this conversation with you.
Yeah, thank you for inviting me, and always happy to talk about digital pathology. Of course, there's more businesses now, and since the change, there's 5 businesses plus a couple of products that we are transitioning out. But to be honest, digital pathology is always top of mind for me because a couple of reasons. One, when I joined in 2022, it required a lot of attention and still does, to be honest. When I joined, we had a lot of challenges with the scanner supply, as you are probably well aware back then. I think we managed to turn that around. We were reviewing yesterday that we have scanners in inventory now, so I think that's good. We're also seeing the quality improve significantly on the scanners and the feedback from the field. So I think we're getting where we need to be on the scanner side. And then we had a lot of also in the beginning challenges in service. I think we're not completely through that yet, but we did see significant improvement also in our service support and how we can support our customers moving forward. I don't know how that exactly was for Asia Pacific, but at least when I looked at Europe and North America, we basically had no people anymore supporting the digipathology business. So I think overall we hired around 50 people or 60 people globally to further support digipathology service and clinical. That significantly helped drive back up our NPS. Now we are in kind of the next phase, and this is why it still requires a lot of attention, is that we do miss certain features in our software and our RMS. We see competition moving very fast, especially on the software side. Things like DICOM, right? Everybody's standardizing cytology. We have AI integrations that I think now with PIP6 we have the first one integrated, but some of our competitors were already earlier with that. So specifically on the software side, we need to really accelerate. What is good there is that our partnership with AWS, so the investments that we are doing, and since a month or 2 months now, we have 34 extra people in Bangalore that have been onboarded from AWS partner, Citius Tech, with a lot of experience in pathology that are working on our EPS, our enterprise pathology solution, moving it to the cloud with our new IMS. So yeah, that's a big addition, that 30% more resources in R&D that we have now added to the team based on the funding from AWS. So I think that's a positive and will further accelerate. But it's also needed. So that's now where my focus is, to work with Marion and the team to really drive this forward. We are constantly trying to find new ways to develop faster. I think if I reflect on digipathology, the speed of innovation and the speed of which we can do releases is slower than some of the other businesses. And there's a multitude of reasons, which I will not go into, but it has to do with the processes, the way we have developed PIPs as one solution rather than separate parts, which means that every change you make in the software, you need to do testing on the hardware, you need to do testing everywhere. So we're also decoupling the hardware from the software, which takes time to disentangle. So things have taken time, but I'm really seeing that we're progressing well, and I think the first evidence of that was also PIP6. It was, and maybe it's weird that I say this, but it was not delayed as much as all the other releases that I saw before that, because a lot of the releases were later than what was planned, right? Which definitely is not what we want. So look, it's a business with challenges, but if you look at the upside of this, and yesterday I also had to present to our board of management on digital pathology, because they see this as this is actually in the fastest growing market in any product in Philips. So the market is growing globally 11. And when we unlock cloud, there's consult being added to it. So consultation workflows plus cloud storage. The market growth is actually 19% for the next 5 years. So yeah, that's of course something that we want to be a part of as Philips. But then we need to have the right product market fit. So they are pushing also and asking me like, okay, what can we do to accelerate our innovation to move faster? So AWS is one thing, but we're also, and of course I cannot share too much, we're also looking inorganically. How can we accelerate this path? Because doing everything organic takes time, as we know. We need to also upgrade our capabilities. So therefore, we are actively looking at inorganic opportunities as well. So just for you to be aware of it, I cannot say more obviously about it, but also to show that we are really seriously looking at investing and improving our competitive position. And I think the part that is really going to make or break here is that I see, for instance, AI, I see that really becoming an integral part of the solution. So where we partner on AI and AI applications with some of the new AI developments with foundational models, generative AI, really changing the way we interact with systems. We need to have some of this capability in our own team to build user interfaces that are completely different than what they are today. And with Digipathology, we really want to lead there because we anyway need to change our IMS. We better change it then for the future and really think about new ways of how you interact with systems, right? So how you use now ChatGPT in your daily life is also how our users are going to be interacting with pathology data. We want to be in the forefront of that. So that's kind of the strategy and the pitch that we also gave to the board of management, which was received very positively. So we're continuing on that trajectory. So that's a little bit on the innovation, and I'll let you ask questions. I'll just give you a couple of more points. We have very steep targets, right? So and this is not just because I want us to have steep targets, because I know it's challenging for all of you, and it's challenging also with getting this across to our customers. But this is also the expectation that is pushed from our board, because they say the market is growing. We want to grow. Hey, oh my God, that's dangerous, Side. No, it's great that Dan is there in Japan. No, where was I? No, the growth opportunity is big, and therefore we get these steep targets because they want this business to get to the level where we need it to be, and therefore we need steep growth. I know that drives challenges, but that also, I think, shows the importance of the APAC market, or the ASEAN market and the META market, or growth in total. Because I think, North America and Europe, we're pretty established, but I think the growth opportunity is really in the regions that you are all acting in. Because there are a lot of segments that we can address also with our current solution. So I think we need to figure out how can we find those customers that really benefit from the solution that we have today. But we take them along on the journey where we are going, right? Because, and I can share a bit of a slide deck, maybe via you, Alexandra, that I'm also using with some of our C-level customers, where we say, look, and I truly believe this, we have the most experience in digitizing labs, 100%, right? So taking an end-to-end approach, providing all the services, the hardware, the software, and then digitize a lab. And a great proof point recently is NYU, where we did this at large scale. And there was another post, I think, last week on LinkedIn from one of the doctors there that said, last year, March, we were at 0. We deployed in September. Now we are 100% digital in all subspecialties. And I think that is still where we differentiate. Now, that doesn't always help, because then customers still want features. So the next phase is really how do we help these customers when they buy from us today? How do we upgrade them to kind of the next level, which could be cloud, which could be on-prem, but has all the new features? And how do we kind of bring them along? So the upgrade path, I think we're almost final. I saw yesterday what we can offer to customers, and also in pricing, that we take that into account, that we can upgrade them. And then the next step is kind of more the future vision on AI and how we're driving AI. I'll share the deck. Kristen is still finalizing it, but I'll share a draft so to give you can also give your feedback. Because what I see is that resonates quite well with customers, and we can keep them on board, or net new customers kind of feel that we're moving in the right direction. And then, of course, we have to execute, right? Because I know also that we have done a lot of roadmap presentations and then don't deliver. So we need to make sure that we execute, and that's why it's important that you are aware about the investments that we are doing, the additional resources, and how we're driving this forward. And hopefully you have seen a bit of the improvement on the scanner side, on the other pieces that we are trying to mature this business step by step. But it does take time. So I'm also asking you a bit for your patience. I know you had a lot of patience already, but a little bit more, because yeah, we are very serious about growing this, and I really believe we can become the number one again, where we are today, number 3 in digital pathology. But that's not good enough. We want to be number 1 or 2 because otherwise we can't scale. So that's really the goal. So anyway, that's a bit of my my introduction. Maybe too long, but hopefully I gave a bit of background on what I'm working on, how I see this business, but also how Philips sees this business. It's really in the core of growth. And if you hear inorganic, I can tell you the current situation that Philips is in. There's no business that can propose anything inorganic. So it also means that they're really serious about digital pathology. So I hope that gives a bit of encouragement, and yeah, it doesn't mean that you cannot be critical. You have to stay critical, but it is really it's an exciting time to be in this business. So questions, and also share with me your feedback, please. If not in this call, also feel free to send me feedback outside of this call. Of course, you work directly with the team as well in digital pathology, but I'm always open to hear more directly as well. So you can always connect me on Teams and send me feedback or things that you're struggling with. I'll try to address it then. All right, Hide, tell me.
Hi.
How are you?
Hi. Thank you very much
See you.
for your time. Yes, the reason why the wisdom and Adachi training and Udona partnership, right? Okay, thank you very much for introduction on the DCP. And when I attended the SKO in Vegas training, and we are very excited to the upcoming action and solution and for DCP. But and we have to consider the EI growth and scale, right? But and we are working on the preparation of the DCP, and it took a longer time to take OIT on SRL. And thanks to the diligent work and Kenichi and Sayuri and SRL OIT this month, finally. But yeah, this is very happy news to you. And we
that's
very,
great. No, that's great news.
Yeah,
I know it's been challenging. Yeah, that's great.
Yeah.
But, so Martin, maybe a bit of context, right? I'm likely you remember SRL as the second largest private lab chain, right, in Japan. I think what Hide, Sayuri, and Kenichi now are working is how do we take them on the cloud journey, right? So I already also, we are working with Kari also on that the team needs first to lay out the plan. But I think SRL would be a great candidate. Go ahead, Hide.
Yeah. Okay. And Martin, and the one OIT, this is a very happy news, but this is very, very limited, right? And our ambition is very big, and we are on the same page, right? And this year and next year, the 10 more scanner, right? But and currently the on-premise solution, and we have to the SG300 10 units and the V Silver on-premise. But and suddenly discontinuance on the on-premise solution. And the BIU direction, the move to the EPS only. This is like a disaster, right? That's why, and the EPS solution would be the mandatory action for Japan market as well. But as far as we understand, and the EPS and the POC in the United States team and this year end, right? And after that, and EU MDR and Japan market as original timeline, right? But and EPS, this is a very promising solution for Japan market. That's why, and prioritize in Japan market and for the SRL expanding. This is our ambition and our strong request to you, our management team.
Yeah. No, I think that makes sense. I agree that rolling EPS out, because we're also waiting so long for some of these new features. We need to have a very aggressive regulatory strategy to release quickly across all the regions, because it's not just in North America they're waiting for this. And this is also, of course, in your region. So, that's a good feedback. I don't know the exact timing of the regulatory plan, but I will definitely look at that and then see how can we do things in parallel more, and get first of kinds maybe out globally rather than in one region.
Yeah, that's actually.
Yeah, that's actually, Martin, that's a very good point, because the 6.0, the FOKs are also only in Europe and North America. The team is only focusing at the moment on like those FOKs for 6.0, but it's challenging at the moment to get a clear visibility on the plans for EPS from an FOK standpoint and the requirements. Right.
Okay. Yeah. And what about cloud? Is cloud acceptable in most of the countries, or do we need to still provide on-prem solution for some of the regions?
Yes, and the countries and the on-premise and mainly in Japan market as well. But AWS, including AWS and the cloud-based, is gradually increasing, right? That's why we have to prepare, and these solutions included.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's for Japan, and I think it helped actually that the AWS is engaged with us a lot. I think for the rest of growth region, right, the situation is a bit different, right? So I don't know if the other team members want to comment on cloud. Please go ahead. Key, for example, you want to talk about Asian?
I saw Claire go off mute, so Claire, please. Go first. No, go for it. Yes.
So especially for the APAC market, it's really like a case by district. So for Australia, it's kind of moving forward to the cloud really quickly. So they are expecting EPS solution within, I think, 1 or 2 years soon. But for the other ASEAN market, it's going to be slower than other districts. So still working for the on-prem solution.
Yeah.
And it's going to take time to get the EPS eventually.
Yeah.
Oh, and Martin, I think the good news though is for Singapore. I think the conversation has progressed quite well with SingHealth and Synapse, and they are understanding, right, the requirements, and I think then they are shifting a little bit their priorities according to what we have shared with them around EPS and the benefits. Yeah.
Okay. Well, that's good to hear. I know that was a challenging discussion, and they want everything in one system and across multiple sites with very large data, and yeah, that's definitely a challenge. Yeah.
And cheap, of course, right? Like
and cheap, yeah.
Perfect recipe.
Yes.
I do have a question though. Thank you so much for doing this, Alex and Martin. Speaking of cheap, I'm the person who's going to be. So what I do, and this is more of my learning, right? In Southeast Asia, not including Singapore, our pricing market fit is terrible, right? We are outpriced in the market. Claire and Alex do a wonderful job of screaming on our behalf and getting us the price that we need, but it's screaming on behalf every time, so to speak. So do you think, or do you envision a scenario where we could cater to a market that's more price sensitive, almost cater towards medium segment, right? And that's where a large, in terms of volume, that's where most of the labs are.
Most of the labs, yeah.
And maybe also to add, right, it's price sensitivity because the volumes of cases per day are significantly lower in those markets, right? So the ROI is not fit for SG60 or SG300, right? It's just not working.
Yeah. So they need look, I think I mean, the reason we took out SG20, for instance, right, was that the cost price is the same as an SG60, right? So if we would do something with price, and we can say, look, SG60, we can offer you for these medium labs. We should probably just do an analysis of what's the volume that we expect to get in that segment, and then we can look at what pricing is needed and see if we can address it. Look, we're in a different situation now than maybe a year ago or 2 years ago, where we were actually increasing our prices significantly because we could not supply. Now we are actually growing our order intake, because the first quarter we grew order intake significantly compared to last year, but we are behind on the orders that we need to hit our sales. So we're very open on pushing on orders, and if we need to do something with price, we should have a solid discussion about it. And also, if we structurally need to change the framework of pricing, because I do realize that we have pushed it up very, very high 2 years ago, because we said, if we win more deals, it's more liability, and if we win, then we better make some money on it. we did a bit of evaluation of our scanner costs compared to others. And we're not very far off, because we have been looking at partnering with other scanner vendors on scanners, and actually their cost price is either slightly higher or only slightly lower. So yeah, in the end it comes down to volume, right? Because we need to cover the overall cost of the business, and because it's scaling, that's a challenge. But if you say there's a mid segment that we can address for a price, I don't know what the prices are. If you tell me
sub 100K euros.
Yeah, okay, sub 100K. Okay. We have to look at it, but as long as it's not like a 50K or something like that, if we can still make some margin on it and then make money on the software and the service, yeah, we should definitely look at it. I think we have to really look at every opportunity that we see, and have a discussion about it and see what we can do to address it. So I'm not saying no. I think we really need to look at the business case and look at the opportunity and then take it forward. Yeah.
Thank you so much. Yep. Thanks a lot.
So Martin, just to add there, I was just holding this question because the moment we say India, the price comes. But again, the volume, you have spoke about the volume. So I'm the one who's keep troubling the Alex left and right on the DCP pricing and even for the ISP pricing and all.
Yeah.
So this time, I think the volume, what I'm looking in DCP, especially from last 2 years, we haven't looked into this business. We didn't have a focus and we have lost. Irrespective, we have 23 scanner in the market, 19 customers. Then also we didn't get a grip. So I have started first hunting the existing IB with the new scanner and then the new customers where we are going. I think with Dan and with Alex also, I had a discussion. So we'll come back to you, Martin, 5 scanner package or 10 scanner package, but definitely the good number of a scanner this year we are targeting in India.
Yeah, because if we have these scanners in inventory, right, that's even worse because they're collecting dust. So we need to really find a way, and obviously we want to make money in this business, right? Because otherwise we also get pressure later on. And this was in the past a big discussion with Abhijit, our CFO, that didn't believe that you could make money in digital pathology. So and we actually are, because end of 2024, that fourth quarter, we had, I think in that quarter, 20 million of revenue. And that was a positive quarter for overall digital pathology business, which was the first time that it was a positive quarter. It's also good for you to know that this business has not made money for the last 12 years. So that's also why people are so critical about it. And that has to do with volume, right? Because you need look, it's a very labor-intense business. All of you, of course, we have also a lot of service support. We have hardware, software, IT services. So that means that you need to hit a certain minimum volume globally to cover all your costs. And that has been the challenge. But therefore, volume is really important. And therefore, yeah, if we have segments where we can play and it increases our volume, even if it covers the cost, it's beneficial because it will help the overall business. So let's look at those cases and see how we can move that forward.
Yeah, of course, Martin. So we are closing this month one scanner, Martin, one more 300 S3 300 next month, and then we have 2 big tender from the big hospital. One of them whom you have visited, Martin, Manipal. They are looking for 5 hub and spoke, and then we have Narayan Hirdalia. They are looking for another 5 for hub and spoke. So we have a few pretty strong.
Oh, that's great. Great.
Yeah, so the funnel is strong, and also Gaurav is one of the forefront person, right, pushing for OPEX, and I think it's progressing quite well. So I think we'll learn a lot also from his and Ram experience there.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay. Oh, sorry. Thank you very much. And Martin. And strong request from Japan. And the number 1 is in order to confirm the timeline and how much possibility on EPS and how hard or not with regulatory team. That's why is it possible to deliver and the regulatory matter documentation to Japan team? And we'd like to clarify the deep dive discussion with the Japan regulatory team on EPS timeline, blah blah blah. Okay. And number 2. Number two, and we would like to organize a monthly meeting with Alex and Marion and Jennifer and with Japan team. Recently and a little bit far from Japan market. That's why and the monthly meeting and for the timeline and action item clarification.
Yeah.
Okay. The last one is we would like to purchase one demo unit and SRL demo unit and sell OIT and sell. That's why and we have to the one purchase or the demo unit to the another site. Okay. This is another email and with Alex and yes, and Martin, yes, this is. And the last one, and we are very excited to see and the Assam Medical Center best practice. Yes. And we would like to deliver in Japan as well. Congratulations,
that's
Korean team, Korea. Yeah. Yeah.
No, that's a very good case indeed.
Yeah.
Congrats.
Okay. Thank you very much.
Okay,
Thank you.
so
Say hi to Dan.
yeah, it has been wonderful actually. I am so glad we were able to pull it off. So we are at the top of the hour, right? So thank you again, Martin, for your time. I think the message right to the team is DCP is thriving, right? We need you actually to reach those ambitions. There is a lot of investment being made, and we also need your help in terms of creative, right? Ideas to close commercially and get revenue as fast as possible for this year.
So please, and of course work to Alex and work to the team at Marion and Jennifer. But yeah, also feel free to reach out if you run into challenges or issues. It's not like I will go over them, right? I will always align to make sure that they are aligned. But this business is super critical, and I want this to be successful. I want you to be successful, and we need to be a bit creative in this phase. So we're being creative on the R&D side. So we're working on proofs of concepts for DIE conferences, which I will talk more about in the coming weeks. But there's all kind of things that we're trying to do to pull things forward. So also commercially, we can try to be creative to get the orders in, because that will show that there's a market and that we can win in this market. So thank you for everything you do every day. I know it's not easy, but I'm confident that this team can move it forward and that we will grow this business together. So thank you for all your time. I would love to do this again. If you say in 1.5, 2 months, we check in again and see how things are going. Would love to spend some time and get your feedback.
Yeah, that's great.
Yeah.
All right. Thank you very much.
Bye-bye.
Thank you so much.
Bye-bye.